Hoo, 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 hoo. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yes, absolutely yes. All right, we are live on YouTube. How is everybody doing today? Welcome to the show. I decided to do an early show today because tonight I'm turning things off and going to hang out with my wonderful lady. We're going to go to dinner and hang out a little bit, break the monotony, which is always a great thing to do. Hopefully you all have some great plans tonight, or maybe you might just stay in, either with that special loved one, friends or family, or even spending some quality time by yourself and just rejuvenating the mind, body, and soul. That's always a great thing to do. So today, I have a topic I'm going to discuss. It is very, very near and dear to my heart. Hey, Joe Shipley, it's nice to see you. Interesting to see you here when I discuss these types of topics. Everyone assumes I'm going to be discussing certain things. Let me fix my wire here so it's not tapping. When I put certain titles there, people assume it's going to be a really, really good show filled with attacking other people and creating drama and all that. No, that's not what this is going to be about, but I will be discussing certain situations because I have my opinions and I believe in myself, and I've always known that my opinions in these situations have been true. And I continue to talk about these things because I hope that someday, certain people or people in general that are sucked into an endless vortex of drama and misery deep within themselves can actually see the light and rise above it all and better their lives, right? Not allow other people that are just incredibly miserable kick you down with them. Because that's what people that are miserable do. Miserable people will do whatever it takes to suck anyone into their vortex, especially if you're a happy person. And then they do what it takes to kick you down to their level because that's what makes them feel better. Right? And if you allow people to do that to you, then in essence, you become just like them. You are miserable as well, right? Because misery attracts company, right? If you are not a miserable person, right? If you are completely happy, deep within yourself and your heart and your soul, no one else's misery will kick you down and suck you in. You're going to identify it. You're going to realize that you're better than this. You've risen above it, and you want no part of it. Because you love who you are. You love what you see in the mirror. And you're happy deep within. And you also have learned to understand that the only opinion of yourself that really matters is your own. Self-confidence, self-love, self-appreciation, self-worth, right? Do you take walks for exercise? Well, I mean, sure, Joe. I mean, that's why I do these walking streams almost every day. And when I don't do them, I still get some form of exercise in, whether it be a walk, a hike, getting on the treadmill, right? And stuff like that. Yeah, no, exercising is great. It kicks in those endorphins, which is known as the feel-good hormone. And it keeps you feeling healthy and fit, which in turn also allows you to love yourself more, allows you to love more of what you see in the mirror and who you are as a person. If if these miserable people, and I'll be discussing some examples here today, if these miserable people, wherever they come from in this world, whether it's online or offline, started taking better care of themselves, they would just feel a lot better, and they wouldn't be miserable and behaving the way they're behaving and trying to bring down everyone else around them that they perceive to be happy or better than them, right? And surprised that Queen isn't here yet. Maybe she'll pop on in. But it is what it is. There are grown-ass people, especially out here on the YouTube platform. I've talked about this for years, that just can't seem to get a grip on their life or a grip on their emotions. These people are very unhappy and miserable in their personal lives. Maybe they're unhappily married, and they continue to stay in an unhappy marriage, maybe for their kids or other reasons, because they have nowhere else to go, right? And the funny thing is, Joe and anyone else, when you talk about this in a positive way to try to help them rise above it and help them work through it so they can better their lives, they get triggered and say that you're wrong, I'm happily married, this and that. But the way they respond to you is in a very angry and bitter way, which further proves how right I am. And it's not about me trying to be right. I'm not trying to come out and say I told you so or I'm right and you're wrong. But here's the thing, folks. Regardless of what you say, right, it's your actions that dictate how you actually feel. Food for thought, right? You can come out here on YouTube or any other platform or in real life and tell people that I'm happily married. My life is together. I love my job and this and that. But your behavior and your actions will dictate how you actually feel, right? Now, I think men, if you're a stronger man, I think men in general, because they're not as emotional as women, when they're unhappy, I think men are a lot better at hiding it than women. Because women, like I've always said, are emotional beings. They respond to everything all day, every day, emotionally first, based on how they're feeling in the present moment, right? So when women are unhappy and miserable for whatever reason, whether it's their work, whether it's their home life, whatever it is, their friends, right, etc., right? When women are unhappy, they just can't control it at times, or many times, than to just try to lash out and whine and complain. So I can understand it a little bit more coming from women. But even after a certain point for women that take it a bit too far, and are extremely unhappy, it's not normal. It's unhealthy. And a lot of these people, they need psychiatric help. I hate to say it, I've tried to help a lot of these people rise above the hate, the negativity, the drama, and most importantly, not loving themselves. I've tried to help these people rise above all of this, right? In a positive and uplifting way. But no matter how hard I try, these people just keep reverting back to, I guess, what they feel is their comfort zone, being unhappy and miserable, and not even really realizing how they're coming off, right? And I've chalked it up to the point of where I feel those people have mental and emotional issues far beyond what I'm able to do here to help them, right? These people need psychiatric help. They need a psychologist, they need medication, and they need the right medication, prescribed by a doctor to get their emotions under control, to get their anxiety and depression under control. So that way they can, start living a happy and healthy life and stop behaving in erratic ways because they're miserable, right? So let's get right to it here, folks, today, because I may only do 2 laps. I might end up doing 3. I'm not meeting up with my lady until like 6:30 tonight Pacific time, 9:30 Eastern, for those of you on the East Coast. So, but anyway, let's get right to it. Welcome to Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli, the Walking with Purpose live edition, live from Red Morton Park. This is episode number 215. 215. Wow. 15 episodes already done. Or this will be the 15th episode already done after 200. I love being consistent. I love what I do. And the topic of today's show is what causes the erratic behavior of people online and how to overcome this. One more time. What causes the erratic behavior or behaviors of people online and how to overcome this? Now, I've talked about this topic several times in the past, and I really wanted to dedicate an entire show to it. In spite of certain recent events that happened again. And I'll briefly share about those events here for the communities that have been following me for a while. I'm not here to make a big deal out of it. I'm here to just share with you folks what's happening and why I feel it's happening. And if you're someone that doesn't want to get, stuck in this horrible vortex of drama and negativity and sulking in someone else's misery along with them, the people that are feeling miserable, you can learn to better identify and rise above it and ignore it. So I'll be sharing some examples, regarding this, what's happened with my community recently. And I thought about whether I should, discuss this or not, but I've been talking about some things. Let me let this person go by. I've been talking about certain creators I've wanted to work with lately and have known about for a while in the past, or from the past. So I feel it's only fair to talk about it and close the book and move forward. And that's one thing as a creator I've decided to do is, not hold things back from people no matter what, no matter how much it triggers people, no matter how much content people respond to this in a negative way, right? It doesn't matter, because all that matters is how I feel, and I don't care if people respond to me negatively anymore. The more negative responses I get to my positive content, the more these people validate what I'm going to talk about here today. And maybe more and more people that find out about my channel that have been in these situations and want to rise above it will start taking my content more seriously and better their lives, so they don't have to be sucked into an endless world of misery. And these miserable people, they don't want to hear you talk about their misery. They're going to say, oh, I'm very happy, I'm not miserable, right? But like I said earlier in the show, look at how they react to you, right? If they react to you with angry and bitter reactions, right? If they go stir crazy and lose their emotional shit, then obviously you've hit a trigger point that upsets them, right? Because something something that isn't true at that capacity would not trigger those people. The things that trigger people are the truth, or is the truth, right? Things that trigger people is the truth. So let me get right into this. And this is what inspired me to do this topic. It is regarding, my longtime blind and autistic YouTuber friend, RJ Sandifer. And I've decided that I'm going to share what happened. I was debating whether I should discuss it or not, like I said a little bit ago. But this is what I want to do. And I want people to hear these stories and learn from them and know the truth about what's happening. So that way you don't have to wonder and waste your time trying to find the answer. Because I know there are a lot of people that really care about RJ Sandifer and his well-being despite the poor choices he continues to make. And yeah, RJ, I'm sure you're going to probably find out about this and you're going to hear it. I'm not here to bash you, brother. I still have lots of love for you. I still care about you. Your actions are showing the way you truly want to go. See, RJ, all right, we should be back. Just going to wait a second to make sure that we're back. Interesting, that same spot, the cell tower cut me off yesterday, cut me off today, and I had to just reset my internet connection on my phone real quick and leave off where I left off. There must be some electrical work happening over there that's interfering with the cell tower, but it's okay. We're back. Hey, Queen. Great to see you here. Eli, you really need to do something about your stream going offline? Well, let me ask you a question, Queen. Respectfully, professionally, and maturely, without getting triggered. How can I control electrical interference in the area that may be affecting the cell tower that's feeding me the internet while I'm on mobile? Do you think, Queen, that, I'm telling the cell tower to cut me off every day intentionally? Or do you think it's just because of the atmospheric conditions and things that are interfering with the cell tower because they're doing a lot of construction here? Why does nobody say anything to me? Queen, you can go ahead and remove that person. Thank you. I'll give you the honors. Did you hear that, Queen? You want the honors, or would you like me to do it right now? Because I can do it. I'll give you like a couple seconds, Queen, and then I'm going to remove this person myself personally. As alpha can be. Give me a second. I want to tap anything here. Give me a second here. What the hell is going on? Well, I'm not getting any options here. Queen, are you having problems banning this person? For some reason, YouTube is not giving me any options when I tap the screen. Unable to load menu, please try again. Queen, can you hear me? Are you able to moderate the chat? Derek Gibson's back. Hello, host. How's your day? It's great. I left you a thumbs up, host, and I hope RJ can rise above the drama. Well, if I can figure out what's going on here. All right, I'm going to shut this down one more time and restart the app and see if that fixes everything. I'll be right back, folks. All right, we should be back. Let me see, Queen. All right. Yeah, my options are back. For some reason, when I came back on the air, my screen, my chat wasn't functioning properly. And now I have the options to ban. Thank you, Queen. As alpha can be. Why would anyone want to create a screen name like that if they're alpha? It's a troll. And they, subscribed to me at least 24 hours ago so they could come in here and troll my chat today, saying that they're as alpha can be. Real alpha males don't have to go out and say they're an alpha male, right? Now, sometimes I mention it here on my streams because I use it for example purposes, right? But I don't go out in public and say I'm alpha, I don't go to my woman and say I'm alpha, so you should date me. That's pathetic. I just behave in alpha ways, and I'm a good dude, and she's naturally attracted to me in the same ways I'm naturally attracted to her. But let's get back to, talking a little bit about my blind YouTuber friend RJ Sandifer as an example here. I'll tell you folks what happened. Like I said, I'm going to be very transparent. I've always been transparent, but at this point it's like, if things happen in my community, I'm going to talk about them respectfully and professionally, and I don't care who makes reaction videos, how much smack people talk about me, how much they use my content. I don't care how much of a phony they say I am or a fraud they say I am. I don't care. I'm going to talk about what I want to talk about, because that's what I do. Let me come over this way. There's a lady coming on the other side. So let me share with you folks what happened. I did talk with RJ by phone yesterday for an hour and the day before yesterday for an hour. And RJ had decided to just rise above the drama and get rid of everyone because he wants to create positive, uplifting content as a God-loving man, as a man that loves and lives by the Bible, right? Well, I had planned to talk with RJ and another friend of ours we haven't talked with in a while, Sandra Palacio, today at 12 noon Pacific, 3 Eastern. And ended up canceling that because I won't tell you who it was, but somebody from behind the scenes made me aware that another channel that RJ has been affiliated with, a drama channel that RJ has been affiliated with, he's back in cahoots with them. This person made me aware, and I'll for those of you that have been following my community for a while, you're going to know who I'm talking about, but I'm not going to mention her full channel name. I'll just say her initials. And the right people, the people that are here that already know about her channel, will know who she is. For the people that are new, I don't even want to give her the notoriety for you to be able to find her channel, but this is the BL channel. Those are the initials. So I was made aware that the BL channel tagged me in a community post. I had no clue it was happening because I avoid and ignore that crap. I got better things to do with my time and my life, right? But I was told to check into it because people were telling me that RJ per se flipped again. And I don't like using that word flipped because that's not what's happening. What's happening is that RJ was manipulated again. And maybe it's not even that. So the BL channel wrote a, Jesus Christ, 3-paragraph long rant tagging me in it. Not even spacing the paragraphs, but it was about 3 paragraphs worth of literature, of writing, right? Just ranting and raving and attacking and projecting and just very, very immature, very unprofessional, very unladylike. And this is a grown-ass woman in her mid-40s that is coming out here on YouTube and is tagging positive creators like me on her community postings when I could care less about what she does, and it's just projecting her insecurities onto me because a friend of mine, RJ, that I've been trying to rescue from this drama, was talking about, removing her from his channel, because I had spoken with RJ by phone, and I told him, I said, look, bro, you got to choose drama or non-drama. And if you're going to choose non-drama, you got to get rid of everyone, including BL. You could be friends with BL behind the scenes, but you can never bring her on a panel or mod her on your channel or anything, because it'll never change if you do that. And he even told me himself, BL, if you're listening, he even told me himself that I'm friends with BL, but I'm beginning to really see how she's enthralled in this drama, and I want nothing to do with that. That's exactly what RJ said. Now, RJ is probably going to deny that. I wouldn't be surprised, because this is the Asperger's kicking in. RJ is not only blind, he has Asperger's, a form of autism. And like I've said before, I'll say it again, autistic people have difficulty understanding certain social cues, so they're easily able to be manipulated like a ping pong ball, back and forth, right? So what I feel ended up happening here was that BL got triggered because I was finally about to, help RJ remove himself from drama completely. And he was ready to eliminate everyone, including her. Not because he wanted to, because he wanted to eliminate drama people, right? And that triggered her. That triggered her to create that very unprofessional, disrespectful, and hateful and attacking community posting, which I could care less how many times you tag me in a community post, BL. I could care less what you say about me or what you think about me. I'm not triggered at all. I'm just stating with people, this is what's happening. This is what this, blind and autistic disabled YouTuber is dealing with, when all he wants to do is create greatness. And so what happened? BL probably spoke with him behind the scenes and basically, convinced him and, firmly talked with him that, oh, Eli's trying to control your channel and Eli's trying to do this, because RJ responded in the comments and wrote that no one's going to control my channel. See, that's what BL does. See, that's what you do, BL. You tell people that I try to control their channels. And no, I'm not. I'm trying to save them from your miserable, pathetic surroundings. Let's put it that way. Because the truth of the matter is, BL, is that you're miserable. And you're projecting your misery onto everyone out here on YouTube. That's the truth of the matter. Because if you were not miserable, if you were in a good place, in a healthy and happy place, there's no way any grown-ass mature woman would behave and react the way you did. You'd be like a tame little kitty, and you're not. You're not. The way that you're behaving, BL, is very erratic. It's not only unprofessional, it's erratic, and it's unhealthy. And quite frankly, I don't care how you choose to live your life. You do what you want to do. You want to be unhappy and miserable, then that's fine. But when you try to take down other people with your misery, that's where the problem stems in. And that's all I've been trying to do, is get RJ and other people to realize that people like this are going to suck you into the vortex of their misery for as long as you allow them to. And if you continue to allow them to suck you into the vortex of their misery, that's only telling me one thing, is you're miserable as well, and you need their misery to feel better about yourself. You can't do it on your own, right? You can't do it on your own. Give me a second. I'm passing by some people here. So that's what happened, folks. BL got into RJ's face and convinced him that I'm trying to control his channel. She preyed on the vulnerabilities of his autism, right? And sucked him back into her drama vortex. And I'm going to come out and state once and for all now that I firmly believe that RJ enjoys drama, whether he admits it or not. He enjoys drama, and something within RJ's self keeps drawing him back to the drama side. Because here's the thing, folks, people are going to go where they feel most comfortable, right? People are going to do things that they perceive will make them feel better, right? He will never change. Probably not, Queen, you're right. Apparently he lied to you. No, Queen, I don't think RJ intentionally lied to me. I think RJ's Asperger's is what makes him keep going back and forth. And I'm not trying to make an excuse. Because here's the thing. You've got this BL woman that is mentally and emotionally unstable. She really is. And I say that respectfully. I'm just stating the facts. You've got a middle-aged, mid-40s, mentally and emotionally unstable woman that's unhappily married, that had a career, and basically, to make a long story short, I think she lost everything that defined her self-worth. And now she's stuck at home all day while her husband goes to work and pays the bills, and she has nothing better to do than to come out here on YouTube and project her misery onto anyone and everyone possible, especially people like myself that are in a happy place. That's the truth, BL. And quite frankly, BL, here's the thing. Again, like I said, I don't care if it triggers you. I don't care if you write postings on me all the time, make videos on me. I don't care what you do, because the more you do to react to this, BL, the more you're proving what I'm saying is true, right? So I don't even have to do anything, right? And I don't want to do anything, right? I'm just making a point here, right? So when you have a mentally and emotionally unstable woman trying to console, a blind YouTuber with autism, Asperger's, a form of autism, and this is with no disrespect, what you basically have is two mentally challenged people here that are just believing in each other. Like RJ's trying to figure out what's right for him, and Lauren's trying to tell, I mentioned her name, doesn't matter, BL is trying to tell him that the right thing to do is to stick with me, and I'll help you rise above everything. You've got two mentally unstable and incompetent and emotionally unstable people that are feeding off of each other, and they're further sulking in each other's misery than rising above it and bettering their lives, right? Becoming better people, happier people, and creating better, more positive content out here on YouTube. That's what's happening, right? That's the truth. There's nothing I can do to help people like that. There's nothing I can do because, like I said earlier, what these people really need is more professional help from a psychologist. What these people need is medication. Probably anxiety and depression medication. Or medication that can control, tempers and angers. I don't know what that is. I've never had those issues. Have I been angry before? Have I done some stupid things? I think we all have, right? But I don't behave like that all the time. These people behave like that all the time, all day, every day. So when you behave like that all day, every day, that's who you are, and that's an issue, right? Especially as erratic as these two have been behaving, right? At the end of the day, Queen, I can't really blame either one of them because they have a clinical issue. I think BL has anxiety and depression. And I think RJ... All right, folks, I should be back live. I believe I am back live. I think it's one of those days where the construction workers are here and the cell tower's overloaded. It cut me off again at a different spot. It just happens. I mean, it has nothing to do with my phone. It has to do with the 5G tower out here probably being overloaded at times. Not a big deal. I can always restart it. Not a big deal. So like I said, I'm not going to waste my time on this anymore. And it's not that I don't care about RJ. And quite honestly, it's not that I don't care about BL. I care about everyone in general. I care about the well-being of everyone, right? But when you have some people that have, compulsive mental issues, and I'm not saying that to be rude or mean. I feel bad for these people. But when you have people that have actual mental and emotional issues, clinical mental and emotional issues that may or may not have been diagnosed yet, who knows? There's nothing there's no amount of logic or reasoning that anyone, including myself, can do or say to help these people turn their lives around for the better. Because they're in a clinically depressed mental and emotional state where nothing else matters besides, what they say or do. That's the truth of the matter, right? That's what's happening here. So it is with a heavy heart to say that, there's nothing more I can do here. I really wanted to work with RJ. I'm talking about this because I want to be respectful, mature, and I want to do the responsible thing for my audience and for the people that care about this story. I tried. I did the best I could. And, I'm not going to continue to, make myself go insane doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. I wish you the best of luck, RJ, and same for you, BL. And if you want to create hateful content on me for the rest of your life, if that makes you feel better about yourself, be my guest. I'm not going to watch it. I'm not going to read your posts. I could care less. I've got plenty of content in the works on top of this stuff. I've got a strategy to move things forward with positive people that really want to become the best version of themselves they can be. I don't have time to waste on this crap. The only reason why I invested into it initially is because even to this very moment, I feel deep within that RJ has a big heart and soul, and he's a good guy that comes from a good family. But because of conditions outside of his control, primarily the Asperger's, a form of autism, it continues to, or he continues to go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. It's an endless, vicious cycle that will never end until RJ gets some further treatment for this or gets something further diagnosed that helps him balance this out a little bit better. I say this respectfully. I don't care what anyone says. I don't care how critical you are of me. I've lived this. I've met a lot of people out here on this platform, and I love everyone. I care about everyone's well-being. And that's why I'm talking about it. But that's that. It's been all said and done. And time to move forward. Now, for the remainder of this show, I'm going to just talk about, people's erratic behavior online just in general. There's no need to give specifics because there's so much happening, regarding it. Not just this one particular group that I've been involved with, or I used to be involved with for years, unknowingly involved in one of the most horrendous, dramatic groups of people ever formed, right? When I first came out here on YouTube 5 years ago on my former channel, all I wanted to do was uplift and help people. And, I didn't even know how terrible the drama was out here and didn't even know what certain creators would do just to get attention, right? And get a rise out of you to make content out of it, right? But it saddens me. It saddens me what I've seen over the last 5 years. I've seen some of the most just ridiculous things and behaviors from grown-ass men and women in ways I've never seen before. Now, I'm not saying that people weren't like this before the internet came out, YouTube came out, etc., 15, 20 years ago, right? I think people have always been this way. But people being this way before the internet and YouTube came out were limited to conglomerating with other drama people to the amount of people that were within their local area, right? So, if you had a group of 5 or 10 friends and they were enthralled in drama in real life, it was limited to those 5 or 10 people, right? And if you were a part of that drama group in real life and you wanted to withdraw, all you had to do was walk away, right? But here's the thing. When you have YouTube now, you can create a global drama network, right? You can go out there and connect with thousands of people that hate themselves and, behave immaturely and insecurely and have mental and emotional issues. You can conglomerate with thousands of other people at one time and then create a bond over something that shouldn't be anything anyone bonds over. Why would you want to bond over each other's misery, right? But that's what seems to happen out here on YouTube. You've got large groups of people bonding together over each other's misery, and they're creating more misery on top of misery, right? And then you have 1 or 2 or 3 out of those creators in that group. They're miserable themselves, but they've also learned how to capitalize off of the misery of all these people that have conglomerated together. That's even more pathetic, right? I've never seen anything like this, right? And it's just sad. It's just really, really sad, right? I've never seen anything like this before, right? And sometimes good people, unknowingly encounter people from a group like this. And the problem is this: once you encounter a group like this, even unknowingly, once they know of you, they're going to try to suck you into their drama. And even if you try to leave, they're going to continue trying to suck you back in and make content off of you, whether you talk about them or not. It's just the most surreal thing I've ever seen, what's happened out here on YouTube. And I'll be honest with you folks. Had I known, what I know now about YouTube 5 years ago, had I known what I know now, I would have probably thought twice about coming out here and doing what I do. Because I would have never put myself through what I went through the first couple years being out here, just trying to figure out this stupid BS that people do. That miserable, unhappy people do out here on social media, and especially the YouTube platform. We are at 46 minutes. About to finish lap 2, folks. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please get them in the chat. You can't reason with them. Well, Queen, here's the thing. It's not about reasoning with them. When people are unhappy and miserable, okay? They're in a state of mind that it doesn't make them feel good. They're in a state of depression and anxiety. They're overwhelmed with negative emotion to the point of where anyone that tries to approach them while they're in that state, even with positivity to try to uplift them, is going to trigger them. So a lot of these people, the reason why they seem unreasonable is because they're extremely miserable. They don't love who they are. They're not happy with their life. They're not fulfilled. Host, I think some people are just comfortable being miserable and don't want to make positive change unless it is too late. Well, Derek, your comment makes sense, bro. But why would anyone want to remain comfortable in their own misery? All that's going to do is shorten your life, because you're going to be dealing with stress overload. Okay? You're going to be yelling and screaming at the top of your lungs all the time. You're going to stop working out, stop taking care of yourself. You're going to gain weight. You're going to eat crappy foods, and you're going to die younger. And respectfully, Derek, I get where you're coming from, but I really don't think that's a good way to look at it, bro. Why would anyone want to look at themselves that way, right? Unless they're so miserable that they just can't wait to die, right? Then they've got more mental and emotional issues than we initially thought they had, right? But you're right, Derek. That's probably how they see themselves, right? They're happy. They're happy in a miserable place, which really shouldn't make any sense, right? I've seen it time and time again over the last 5 years on this platform, especially because this is the biggest, video platform in the world, right? This is where everybody, it's like the new Hollywood. This is where everybody wants to grow and become famous, right? I get that to a certain extent, right? But like you said, Derek, these people all right, I'm miserable, I'm pathetic. I'm not worth anything, so let me create content that evolves around that, and I'll attract other people that are miserable like me, and I'll relate to them. Our misery will relate to each other, and then I'll capitalize off of their misery and entertain them with my misery, right? Doesn't that sound a bit surreal to you, Derek, or anyone else? Dude, does this sound healthy and fun and exciting? You tell me. Yeah, I'm just trying to put some logical sense into this, man. Because this stuff continues to happen, and it's not just this one group. There are a lot of people on YouTube and social media and in this world that are unhappy, angry, bitter, and miserable within themselves. And they come out on social media to project their misery so they can feel better. They feel like that's the way to handle it, instead of getting properly checked out by your doctor and diagnosed and getting the right medication so you can be a happy and healthy person, right? The internet, per se, has become their drug, right? And that's really pathetic. And that's why a lot of people don't go out anymore, right? That's why a lot of people will message back and forth on these dating apps, right, and never meet. Or message through social media and never meet. They have how do I say this the right way? Instead of doing things in person, they have basically converted it to an online digital version of what they really want in person, right? So in essence, these people are living in a fantasy world of what they really want in real life. And guess what? After a while, those online fantasies that you're having with people talking online, they get old. Every human being loves the company of people, right? Every human being would rather surround themselves with good people in person to hang out with than just hang around with digital people on the internet all day, right? If we go back to BL, the BL channel that, you're watching BL, and I know you're triggered, and I'm not trying to trigger you. I actually would love to help you work through this, but you're just not open to it, BL, because your mental and emotional state is not allowing you to be open to it. So I can't even blame you. See, BL, I can't even blame you for reacting and overreacting to me. And you're going to continue doing it because your mental health, BL, is, it is. So again, I expect you to get triggered and overreact because you need help. You need psychological help and medication to control your outbursts and your erratic behavior. That's Redwood City Police cruising by. No, I'm not getting swatted. All these people know me. Even if somebody called and tried to get me swatted again, these people know me, right? And I'll just turn the camera off the air. If the cop wants to talk to me, I'll just go offline and won't give you any content. That cop was coming pretty fast. Maybe somebody did call. But these cops know me. The cop just drove by, didn't even say anything because he knows who I am. I've been a member of this community forever. I grew up here. I'm here all the damn time. Somebody did call. Cops are like, man, those people on YouTube have nothing better to do than waste police resources. This fine man is just trying to do his walks and his vlogs or whatever, right? Not bothering anyone, right? And they got to waste our resources, right? Yeah, so BL, look. I don't have any problems with anyone. I don't hate anyone. I don't want to cause any issues. But I really do hope that you get the help that you need. And I say that with love and respect, even though you're not going to take it that way because you're incapable of taking it that way because of the mental condition you're in. I'm honestly honest to God. May lightning strike me dead. I'm being honest with you, and I'm trying to be considerate. And because of her behavior, she's sucking people into this vortex of endless nonsensical drama that's harming other people, including R.J. Sandifer. That's what's happening. That's exactly what's happening. Folks, you can rise above all of this drama, hate, and negativity online and offline, but it's more apparent online. People nowadays that are miserable in their real life are conglomerating online, and they're connecting with other miserable people from the real world online. And then they're forming groups. And within those groups, they're continuing to further soul in each other's misery. And then what they'll do is, they'll find, they'll give themselves a purpose of ganging up on good people like me and other good people. They'll gang attack us and try to slow down our message because they're that miserable. And if they can successfully slow us down or stop our message, it makes them feel better. Well, that's a false sense of feeling better, because that's really freaking pathetic. You think that's going to cure the issue or temporarily put a Band-Aid on it, if that? Be care what you ask for about lightning. Queen, when I say that, I speak of the truth. I'm speaking of the truth. Everything that I come out here and say and do, Queen, is for the best overall interest of everyone. I really wish no harm upon anyone, and I wish the best for everyone, including people that are suffering or in a miserable state of mind or in a miserable place, right? Oops, I mean careful. Yeah, I knew what you meant, Queen. Not a big deal. Folks, I'm on my final lap here. Get your questions, comments, concerns in the chat. We'll be going off the air very soon. Then I gotta go home and get ready to go to dinner with my lady. And I will not be around to see any of the, overreactions by BL or RJ or other people in drama. They all have nothing better to do. I got something better to do tonight. I'm going to go hang out with my lady. And she's watching right now, and she knows I'm live, and she's happy. And we're going to go to a nice dinner, and then we're going to probably go shoot some pool or something, or bowling or something. And then we're going to make out and do other things that you guys won't be doing tonight, because instead, you'll be talking shit about me and sulking in each other's misery. Sounds like fun to me, huh? Yeah, sounds like fun to me. Drama and sulking in misery sounds a lot more fun than making out with a hot chick. And now my baby's going to say, "Oh, my man said I'm hot." Yes, baby, I said that. Start smiling and put a smile on your face. I'll be seeing you within a few hours. Some people think that I'm trying to be the Messiah of YouTube. No, I'm not trying to be the Messiah of anything. What I'm tired of is people living in misery. Because there was a point in time in my life, even though I had a great upbringing and I never had to wonder where my next meal or roof was coming from. I had a good life, but even though I had a good life, there were points in my life where I was miserable and unhappy within myself in my younger days. I've talked about this before. When I was in grammar school, I was teased, and I didn't know how to handle teasing. I didn't even realize that when kids tease you, it's because they like you, right? I would always complain and whine about it, right? And as I got older, I started to understand what was really going on. And I started to learn how to ignore things and how to just, roll with it and just be cool with people no matter what they say, right? But for a long time, throughout grammar school and even first few years of high school, it was rough for me because I didn't know how to handle myself. I was miserable, right? And this is the first time my lady may be hearing this. No problem. It's all good. I got nothing to hide. So I can relate to you people out there that are miserable. I know how you're feeling. I know what you're going through. And I also know why you're reacting and overreacting. I know it, right? And that's why it doesn't trigger me. I'm not triggered. I used to get triggered out here on YouTube for different reasons because I didn't understand certain things that were happening, but now I get it. Now I've mastered this platform. I understand it, and I want to help other people master it too by understanding this. This is part of the game, is rising above this BS, right? Rise above it all. I'm just letting this car go by. All I want to do is help people work through their misery and better themselves. That's all I've ever wanted to do. And it's one of the most difficult things you can do. When you're trying to do what I do, run a coaching business and help people, the thing is, the people that need your help the most, which should be your target audience, they're not open to it, right? And then the people that are open to it have already either gotten the help and are overwhelmed with tons of other personal development type of content. This is not an easy thing to build, folks, and not an easy thing to progress with. That's why it's taken me a while to grow this channel. Okay? But it doesn't stop me because I know there are people out there that appreciate what I do and appreciate my help and appreciate my stories. And like I've said in the past, if I can just help one or two people every now and then turn their lives around by helping them work through unpleasant misery, that fulfills me. That totally fulfills me. I've helped my lady. I didn't offer her my help. She asked for my help, and I've just been very supportive of her. And I've helped her work through things. I've helped one of her coworkers who she referred my channel to, and it's helped him out. And that's what fuels me to keep moving forward. If I can just help one or two people every now and then, that's great, right? Do I want to grow this bigger and better? Sure, who wouldn't, right? But I'm going to continue to grow it at the pace it's meant to grow at. Because what I do is not easy. And the people that I want to help and I feel need the help are the people that are most anti-help and anti-coaching, right? And again, I'll tell you how I know that. I used to be anti-coaching and anti-personal development in my younger days when I was feeling miserable, just like you folks are feeling, right? So I've lived all this shit. I get it. I understand completely what you're all going through. RJ, BL, anyone else involved in stupid drama, or anyone else that's behaving erratically on the internet because you're unhappy within yourself, I understand why you feel that way, because I felt that way about myself before. Cops are here for a different reason. They go into the community center. It's always a safe place to be at Red Morton Park. We got 2 waiting out there. I like that. I love the police. The good ones. There are shady people in all businesses, but I will tell you this. Redwood City Police has been good. They're good people. We've never had any issues out here with policemen or policewomen, officers of the law, let's call them that, going rogue. I have a lot of faith in, my local government and the system out here where I live in San Mateo County. Maybe it's different in your neck of the woods, but that's another reason why I love living here. It's one of the safest areas to live in, the best weather, and good people. Don't get me wrong, there are some snobby people too, because it's an expensive area, but there are a lot of good people out here. And that's another thing, your happiness is also going to stem from where you live, right? I'm not trying to criticize where some people live, but some people live in some areas of poverty that have a lot of gangs and drugs and violence. I'm not trying to criticize you or kick you down, but you ended up in that area for a reason, right? With so many opportunities in this world nowadays, everyone has the chance and opportunity to make more money and live in a safer and more desirable area. If you end up in a crappy area, it's pretty much your fault for ending up there because of the way you chose to live your life, the route you took, the jobs you've had, the mistakes that you made that may have cost you your licenses or careers, right? You only have yourself to blame for where you're at right now. And once again, same thing goes. I keep going back to BL and RJ because most of the people here are from that audience, right? BL, you only have yourself to blame for putting yourself in the situation that's making you miserable, right? You said I do. You didn't have to get married, right? Right? You said I do. You had kids, right? You had a great career. At least you said you did, okay? And you did some things that cost you your career, right? The choices you made, BL, all the choices you made in your life are contributing to the misery you're dealing with today. It's the truth. And if you're not miserable, I'm not going to watch, but if you're not miserable, how about you show your strength by not reacting or overreacting or getting triggered or doing a response stream to this? You're going to do a response video, and I don't care. You can use my entire stream if you want to do a response video. I'm not going to flag. I haven't flagged people forever. I don't do that anymore. You want to use all my content because you've got nothing more to bring to the table? Instead of just sucking it up and rising above it all and being strong and ignoring, do what you got to do. You're going to only more so further confirm and cement what I'm saying here is true. It's the truth. Get your questions, comments, and concerns in the chat, folks. I'll be going off the air in about 10 minutes. I'm rounding my last lap. I look forward to dinner tonight. My lady suggested this place in the South Bay, and I checked it out online, and it looks good. It looks good. You know, another thing that I've learned in life is that, especially in this relationship, you know, my lady's like, you always choose where we go and this and that. And, you know, sometimes I like to go to different places. And I would tell her, you know, baby, it's just, you know, me being the man, making the decision and taking you out. Like, most women would appreciate that. And she goes, I do appreciate that. But I you know, I want to be a part of the decision-making process too. Fair enough. As long as you still respect me as a man, it's all good. And I don't have a problem with you suggesting things and doing things like that. But because of the way she's treated me and how good she's been to me, I've been going more so with her suggestions lately. I'll just say, babe, because typically when you ask women, you know, what do you want to do, or where do you want to go for dinner? Like, I don't know, where do you want to go for dinner? But see, my woman knows where she wants to go. So it's like she's a little more decisive than the typical woman, which is actually quite respectful, right? So it's gotten to the point of where I'll just say, babe, what are you in the mood for? You have any restaurant suggestions, right? Right? Sometimes I'll suggest this, sometimes I'll just say, what are you in the mood for, right? And then she makes a suggestion, and what's even better is she takes the type of food I like into consideration. Great communication skills, right? Great communication. As a man, I could sit there and try to argue it and say, oh, okay, you know, you're the lady, you go where I go, this and that, right? I could sit here and try to argue this stuff and try to flex my muscles as a man. But in all honesty, that would make me less of a man. A good man is going to be cool, calm, and collective and just be happy to spend time with this lady no matter where they go or what they do, right? And if she wants to choose a place for dinner, so be it. We're still going to hang out. We're still going to make out, do other things, right? We're still going to enjoy each other's company. Why argue it, right? That's the thing with a lot of you people out here. It's like you argue the most stupid things instead of just being cool and saying, all right, cool, sounds good, right? Derek says, host, I could really go for a quarter to half-pound medium rare burger with cheddar cheese bacon on a fresh brochet bun right about now. And, dude, I know who you are, and I'm not going to say it. Because you like meat like me. You like meat like me. I'm a big, high-quality Angus beef burger fan. Kobe beef is good too, but that's really expensive. That's only for a rare occasion. But Angus beef, 100% Angus beef, right? Like here in the California area, we have a place called Harris Ranch in the Central Valley. And basically it's halfway between San Francisco and LA off of Interstate 5, the major interstate highway that you take to get to Southern California from Northern California. And Harris Ranch is right off of I-5. You can actually smell the cow shit for like 3 miles before and after passing it. But they also have like 3 restaurants there, and I've been there in the past with an ex. And current girlfriend, that sounds horrible. She knows what I mean. I will take you there at some point too. Their restaurants are phenomenal. The meat is phenomenal. That's where a lot of the restaurants here in Northern and Central California get their beef from, Harris Ranch. And they also sell nationally, but it's very popular out here. But yeah, nice half pound or even a pound burger. Sometimes places I go to they'll allow you to purchase a second half pound patty for like an extra $5 or $6, right? So then you have like a $30 burger, right? You have a $30 burger, but it's 2 half pound patties with a thick slice of cheddar cheese on both, and 2 slices of bacon on each layer, right? Avocado and onion strings and barbecue sauce and, like you said, a brochet bun, right? I actually prefer a wheat bun. If I'm going to eat a bun every now and then, I usually just eat the protein. If I'm going to eat a bun, I prefer it to be wheat. But brochet is not bad either. Good shit, right? I get it. All right, folks, we're about to wrap things up here. I gotta go home and get ready to go out with my lady. You know, it's just really sad. It's really sad what I'm seeing in the online world lately. And it's just sad to see a lot of unhappy people come out here on a platform on YouTube and find other people to sulk in their misery with, instead of seeking out many other positive, uplifting channels like mine that will help them overcome their misery and become better people. I will say this, and then I got to really go here. It's up to you. It's up to you how you want to live your life. You want to live your life in misery, or do you want to have a happy and healthy life? Right? I'm happy. And I love the way my life's going. Has it always been perfect? No. Have I made mistakes? Of course. Right? Are people going to talk shit about me after this? Sure. They always will. People will always talk shit about me. People will always talk shit about you. All you have to do is turn it off. Right? Let them talk. I'm going to go hang out with my lady and make out with her and other things and have fun while people are talking shit about me. That's comical, right? You see how stupid it sounds? You see how dumb it sounds? I already know what's going to happen, and I don't care. I used to care before I learned the game. You have to learn the social media online game before you can get to the level of strength I've gotten to regarding it. And that's why a lot of people are afraid to share their opinions out here like I do, because you will get backlash. You will get repercussion. People will come at you. But that's okay, because you don't have to allow them to bother you. They can talk all they want. And unless you allow it to bother you, it won't. Right? And when you have other things to fulfill your life, like my lady and my family and my friends and other things, I don't even have time to worry about this shit if I even wanted to, right? If you occupy, I'm going to wrap up by saying this. If you occupy your life with positive things all day, every day, you won't even have time for the negativity to kick you down for a second. And that's where I'm going to wrap things up here today at 1 hour and 18 minutes. Boy, I walked around the park pretty quick today. Less than an hour and 20 minutes. Wow. I want to thank you all for being here. Derek, thank you for being here. Queen Helen Casey, thank you for being here. I agree with your last comment. I won't say it, but I agree with it. It is what it is. And anyone else that was here earlier, I think that was it. No more. Actually, I forgot to say that again tonight at 11 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Pacific, another Bedtime Stories with Eli video is coming out. I've got it queued, and I've got 2 more queued after today, Thursday, tomorrow, Friday, and then Saturday. And probably later tonight or tomorrow, I'm going to record some more pre-recorded videos. Another live stream probably for mobile will be coming tomorrow, and maybe you'll get a trifecta. You'll get an in-studio stream too with my new microphone boom arm, because the quality is now even better in the studio. So that being said, folks, have yourselves a great, great evening, and I'll catch you next time. Take care, and as always, be good to each other.